The 7th episode of Paramount's Halo TV series released this morning, and after watching it, I can confidently say that it was actually pretty damn good, and sets up some really interesting things. That being said, I of course do have my problems with it, and I will go over those today in this video as well. And just like the rest of these videos, I will be trying my best to keep things mostly spoiler free. Next week's episode will be the season finale, and after I have done my individual video on that episode, I will rewatch the series and give my full spoilery thoughts on the show as a whole. But anyways, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight in. Now first of all, I would like to state that this episode delivers in pretty much every way that I would like it to. It provides some solid action scenes on all fronts. We get some really cool Covenant stuff, we get some nice moments with the Spartans, and we get some cool stuff with Akason too. There's a lot of Oni shenanigans, and overall the side stories felt much more enjoyable too. I'm still not really that invested in the stuff going on with Soren and his family. I don't necessarily hate these characters by any means, but compared to everything else that's going on, I just find their story really uninteresting. However, what was going on between Quan and Halsey actually ended up leading to probably the most interesting stuff in this episode, and a lot of it relates to the Forerunners. And this was genuinely some really exciting stuff, and I'm very much looking forward to where this goes in the season finale and probably upcoming seasons too. A lot of the human drama that's going on as a whole feels much more engaging, and I do find myself genuinely caring about the stuff that is going on with these characters. However, my biggest flaw still remains, and that is how they characterize the Master Chief. As I've said in pretty much every single one of these videos, his personality seems to flip-flop. One minute he acts exactly how I would expect the Master Chief to act, how he acts in the books, the comics, the games, and the next he acts like a completely unfamiliar character, whom is just a hollow husk of the man that he is supposed to be representing. A lot of times it doesn't feel like he is this symbol of hope that he is meant to be, and this episode definitely delivered on that in some moments, but in others he just felt very out of character. And as Master Chief's self-proclaimed biggest fan, yes, sometimes this can be a little upsetting. I just hope by the finale, his personality permanently falls in line with the man we're familiar with. But aside from that, my other main issue is something that I spoke about quite a bit last week, and that's just the overall colours of the Covenant. Again, everything just looks too grey and dull, and I really miss the vibrancy that the Covenant uphold. Aside from that though, like I've already said, this episode did some really cool stuff. I enjoyed the side plot with Quan and Halsey. I enjoyed the stuff that was going on with the main characters. The only side plot that I wasn't really that invested in was the stuff with Soren and his family. I think the stuff in regards to the Spartans has been very interesting. I think the stuff with Oni has been pretty cool too, and I'm very much looking forward to see where that goes and how that concludes. And I do think we could be in for a pretty jam-packed episode next week, especially with a lot of the stuff that this episode sets up, as there is some really interesting lore implications here. But anyways, sorry to keep this one short, but I am probably going to wrap that up there. Most of the stuff that does go on in this episode I can't really talk about fully without, of course, spoiling things. But again, I will be providing my full thoughts on everything when the season ends and I can get around to doing my full seasonal review. Anyways, curious to hear what you all think down in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.